Hey folks, ssjpacman here, bringing you another computer hardware review. Today we're going to be going over the Corsair Carbide 275R. This is a tempered glass side panel case with top and front mounted radiator support, 360 millimeter for the front, 240 for the back. I think it also can do a 280. This case has a lot of benefits and a couple of drawbacks. I really like how clean the case is. I really like that it has a mesh dust protector here, one in the front and one for the power supply. A lot of people complain about this case being hard to take apart. I've only tightened up the top two screws for this just so y'all can see. It's not that bad. I think a lot of people are more complaining about how hard it is to put it back on, and I can show you a trick for that as well. The grommets that are in place between the tempered glass and the Allen keys, and these are Allen keys, I'll tell you what size in just a second. Not exactly sure. But mostly what you're dealing with on this is getting the screws through the grommets. You know, they act like it's a lot more than it is. When you go to put this back on, it's easy. You just hold it up with one hand and you press it up into the corner here and the corner here. And literally the screw holes perfectly line up. Once you get it started, it's a piece of cake. 1 quarter turn, 2 quarter turns, 3 quarter turns, 4 quarter turns. So maybe a hair more than 4 quarter turns to tighten it down. It doesn't need to be any tighter than that. So there's not much to it, but you can do it very easily. I will say I have knocked over this glass several times. I've taken it off up here and had it just laying against the side of the computer, bumped the computer, and the glass has fallen. And there is no breaks on the glass. So I'm pretty pleased with the strength of the glass. These are the little grommets that everybody talks about falling out. There's an easy way to get these to not fall out. Put a little super glue on them and they won't fall off. But even in the times that I dropped it a couple times, the grommets didn't come out. For me, I only had 2 grommets come out of 3 total falls. So I don't know what everybody's complaining about on that. As far as it goes, it is tempered glass. You will get fingerprints on it. You'll have to clean them off if that's your kind of thing that you care about. For me, personally, it's not such a big deal. Let's come in here with the camera. A couple things I'd like to talk about are, you can see here that the RAM has to be low profile to have a 240 millimeter cooler in place up top here, or else it will hit. Also, you have to take out the 240 millimeter radiator whenever you want to change out your RAM, so that's a bit of a thing. This case does have airflow for your power supply, which I believe draws it in and pushes it out the back. Could be wrong about that though. It seems awfully light. But anyhow, I'm going to do a test on whether or not having it facing up or facing down makes any difference on my GPU temperatures. As far as everything else goes, my only one complaint really is that they didn't put in a fan that's big enough to cover this gap. I have turned it around, trying to achieve positive pressure on this case, but I do need to buy a couple more fans. But I would like to see a mesh on the rear fan. I know that everybody has it facing out. I have it facing in. I still would like it to be meshed one way or another. I also would like to see a fan mount capability on the bottom drive trays in case you're not using them. as you can see, this case has a lot of routing holes. So I've currently got my power for my graphics card going through the bottom one. And then there is one right here and another one up here. I think that is it. There's another hole that I was able to get through over here, but it's not a grommet. I just went right through a random hole I found in the case. This drive bay does stop short, or this not drive bay, but the power supply casement stops a little short. That's to allow for that 360 millimeter radiator to fit. Let's see here. There is support for 2 SSDs right here. The rest of them are on the back side. It's really easy to get to. It's just one thumb screw in the back here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah. There's just that thumb screw there, and the side panel comes right off. I'm not going to take it off for you guys right now, but all my wiring's back there. I'm not going to mess with that. To get the access to the front panel, it's really easy. You just grab down here at the bottom and then break your glass over there, but it's still not broken. Man, I'm surprised that it didn't pop right off there. I was able to pop it off pretty easily before, but I hadn't done it on this. But I guess that does say something about it. Let me set you guys back up here. Front panel pops right off just like so, and your fan filter is right here. There is support for at least 2 other fans. They are on rails, so you can have them move up and down wherever you'd like them to go. Let's see. And this is a magnetic fan cover, so you can see it just sticks right on. And these guys go back up in here. Alright, let's see if I lost all my grommets or not. Y'all heard the glass fall, so it does happen all the time. It will happen to you just like it happens to everybody else. And the glass isn't broken. And that fell against another piece of glass. I don't even see a scratch on it. So that's pretty convenient. I did lose 2 of my grommets out of the bottom, but not the 2 out of the top. There's one of them. And they just snap just like that in there. There's my other screw. I'm guessing my other grommet is underneath there. You can see there's a little piece of rubber on this side as well. And that's what grommets the glass. Where'd you go, grommet? Well, for right now, I guess I'm not going to chase it down. It's somewhere around here, though. Should have taken my own advice to super glue those in place. Potentially. Would have saved me a little trouble. Anyhow. Okay. So I think that's the main things for the case. Let's go over to the computer side and you can get a comparison. Both of these are, both my old computer and my new computer are mining the exact same algorithm. The only difference between the two is that one is running a i5 2500K and 970, and the other one is the new Ryzen 2700X. There we go. So you can see here that we're running at 61 degrees Fahrenheit with the case open. I normally see that at 65 on my GPU. My CPU is running at 62 degrees. And there you can see it again, 61 degrees. But that's with the case open. So I'm going to put the glass back on. And while I do that, you can take a look here at my old computer case. 71 degrees on the GPU. CPU is at 70 degrees, 67 degrees. Just so y'all can see, here's my old case. Have a gander at this bad boy. That is a Smilodon, which I believe is a saber-tooth tiger from back in the day. Let's get this case back on, and we'll let the GPU heat up for a second. It shouldn't get above 65 degrees. This case is much better ventilated than my old case. And my old case fans are about half dead, so there's that. One screw down, and here's the other. Just like before, I'm only putting in 2 of the screws. Just lightly tightening down the other 2 just so that it closes it off and we get a good test. Or at least a semi-accurate test. What do you think of that bad boy? Front door on it. Bet most of you guys haven't even ever seen drive cages. That is a fan controller there. Anyhow. Back to the new. I gotta say, I really like the look of this case. It's nice and subtle. The airflow on it seems to be pretty good, enough so that I haven't had any issues at all with temps. Alright. And we're back up to 65 now that the case is closed up, and I don't think we're going to get any hotter than that. Overall, I gotta say it's a pretty good case. I'm pretty pleased with it. I am coming off of a 10-year-old case. There's a couple little things like this this edge here kind of bumps up over the screws. I wish that there was some way that they could fix that to kind of hide it a little bit. Try to slide it to the front, and then it's a little harder to notice. But that's one of my only complaints about it. The lighting on it is pretty subtle, as you can see. With the lights on, it's pretty hard to see the light. Let's see, lights off. Can you see it at all? Yeah. On the ground there you can, but you can't see it at all on the case. So it's pretty subtle as far as that goes, and that's how I want it. I don't need anything flashy. I'm not a little kid anymore. This was my flashy case. This case was pretty cool, though. I will say On this old case here, this door opens, and right there is my motherboard. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see. How can I get this angle that y'all can get? There you go. That is my motherboard that you can see the lights on, the caps. So that one does fold out. That was actually the reason I bought that case. But let's just take one more look at the GPU temperature. 65 degrees. So that gives you a pretty good indicator on what the difference is in temperature between my old case and my new case. So this has been my complete review of the Corsair Carbide 275R. If you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, you know what to do. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll have a ton more content coming out. Thanks for watching.